Hello the internet, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my top 5 houseplant video. I've chosen 5 of my houseplants that are basically my most favorite right now, and I'm going to show them off to you. So if that sounds like fun, stick around.
Number 5. Aloe Christmas Carol.
Alright, so number 5 in my favorite plants for this month is my Christmas Carol Aloe. I picked this guy up at Lowe's. I just went and it was in a tiny pot, 4-inch pot probably, and I just really liked the look of it. You can see, and after I had picked it up, I realized that it had a whole bunch of babies growing. That color there, it's got some new growth. A whole bunch of babies on it that I later then obviously pulled off and propagated, and I've got them growing around my house. But as I look at this now, when I just picked it up here to show it to you guys, it's already got, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but it's got some more babies growing down under there. So this guy is growing pretty good for me, which is kind of nice because it's really pretty, and I feel like it's one of those ones that would make a good gift because it's just kind of pretty on its own. So right now though, I'm just really enjoying it because it's growing, which I didn't think my cactuses or my succulents would be doing right now. But I guess some of them kind of like growing in the winter a little bit. So that is my number 5.
Number 4. Schlumbergera.
Alright, and number 4 is this Christmas cactus that I have. This guy, I actually had a cutting from my mother-in-law. She has this just growing in her kitchen, and I asked for a cutting of it, and I rooted it, and now it is, as you can see, putting out flowers, and it has like orangey peach colored flowers, which I really like. It's really pretty, but it's doing really well. And then my plan is, after it's done blooming, I'm going to take some of these off and root them so that I have a kind of a slightly more full plant and it's not so huge and heavy. But I'm just really looking forward to this. I've always loved the Christmas cactus blooms, and so I'm really looking forward to having those. Though it occurs to me now that since it's growing now, this might be a Thanksgiving cactus. You guys can let me know if, because I know there's something about like how spiky the leaves are, so like that one is kind of spiky. Does that mean that it's a Thanksgiving cactus? I don't know. All I know is it's pretty, and I really like it, and it's getting ready to bloom. So that is my number 4.
Number 3. Ficus elastica, Burgundy.
Alright, and my number 3 plant is my rubber tree. This plant has been with me for I don't even know how long. And for a while, he lived through the period of my life where I kind of got into and out of plants, where like I would kind of be interested in them for a little while, and then I'd go like months without watering any of them. I'm gonna do a video on all the plants that survived that like apocalypse. I don't know, but now that I'm into, you know, taking care of the plants or whatever, he's doing really good. I've gotten a ton of new growth this year. I actually put him outside when I was trying to do, if you watched my aloe vera video, and I said I put my aloe vera outside and I had some other plants that were doing really well. This is one of them. I put him outside where he got some light, some shade and some light, and he just like was super happy with that. And so I got all of this, you know, all these nice new leaves, and then these little guys down here growing out of the places. I at one point cut it all back because I was just like sick of it. And just some dirt on that. And now he's doing really, really great. And I'm just so happy that, like, despite the fact that I was pretty much a terrible mother for a really long time, he still managed to stay really nice. He did get a little bit of sunburn at one point when I moved the leaves around. But all the new ones are coming in are all nice and beautiful and healthy. And they're not super big, but they're starting to get bigger, because it's grown really good. So, super happy about this guy. And I can't wait to see when I finally get some good grow lights on him, because right now he doesn't have any grow lights on him. What he's going to do for me and how big he's going to grow. So, that's my number 3 is my rubber tree.
Number 2, Aloe Vera.
And you may have been seeing this guy in the background of shots. He's so big that I have to kind of have him. But my number 2 plant is my aloe vera. This is probably like the biggest, definitely the heaviest plant that I have right now. And if you watch my aloe vera video, I just went through a whole lot to get this guy big. I've got, this is the plant that got me into plants, like into really taking care of them and knowing them and all that kind of stuff. And so he's always going to have a special place in my heart, even if he kind of falls off of my top 5 list. I plan on, doing this every once in a while as I get new plants and all that kind of stuff. He's always going to have a special place in my heart, because I'm always going to look at him and just be like, yeah, I kept this plant alive, even though I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And he's even growing some more pups. I'd already taken some off. I've got them growing upstairs. They're doing gangbusters, too. I'm going to put that down because that's really heavy. They're upstairs doing really well. I figure I'm going to have to, I don't know, give them away as gifts or something, because I don't really need more than one. I don't know. We'll see. I'll do something with them. So, if any of you guys would really like an aloe vera off of my aloe vera, you could always let me know. And if you're, in the United States, I could ship one to you. So, all right. That was my number 2 plant, my aloe vera.
Number 1, Brugmansia.
And now my number 1 plant. It is my Variegated angel trumpet. One of my first videos was actually, before I knew how basically any of this worked, the YouTube stuff. I got this guy. He suffered a little bit coming home. He had to be in my mother-in-law's house for a while, and just a lot of he just took some environmental damage because he wasn't really in the best of environments. And then I thought he was going to kind of go dormant, because they can go dormant. And the problem is I don't have a garage. Everything inside my house is heated basically all year, and everything outside of my house is outside of my house and is not sheltered. So I thought he was going to go dormant, and then I put him next to the grow light that I have upstairs, trying to keep my plants under some light before I can get down into the basement. My basement is at the end of being refinished, and I'm going to move my plants down there afterward. But anyway, I gave him some light, and he's just kind of exploded. And so I'm very, very happy with how he's doing. And I'm like, if I have the grow lights and stuff, I might as well just keep him from going dormant. He can just keep being alive through the winter. I'm perfectly fine with that. And this guy, I guess I should tell you the story of how I got this, because there is actually a story behind this one. I went to a nursery that's up in Perry Hall, and now I can't remember the name of it, but I'll put the name down here. I'll ask my husband, because he remembers what it is. And, I walked in, and I wasn't planning on getting anything, because, I was away from home and all this kind of stuff. And I walked in, and I saw these guys, over in a corner. And I immediately went over because they each of them had one of the angel trumpet blooms. If you've ever seen angel trumpet blooms, you know what I'm talking about. They're like this big, like that big. And I saw them and immediately went over. And that's when I noticed that these leaves were variegated. And they didn't have a price on them. And so I asked, and they were like, oh, they're $7.99. And I was like, okay, that's not bad, you know, for... Because the plant hasn't gotten much height, so it pretty much was this size. No, that's not true. It actually has grown a decent amount since I've gotten it. Now that I'm actually looking at it. Anyway, I was like, well, I told my husband I wasn't going to buy any plants. And, you know, I can always get an angel trumpet later. You know, I'm not really ready for it. We're coming up on winter. I shouldn't have one, blah, blah, blah. And so, you know, we looked at the whole store. It was great. It was the first time I'd been at, like, a real nursery, and I wish I had taken video, but I didn't. Later, when I go back, I'm going to take video there. But we actually left, and we went to get breakfast / lunch. It was, you know, later in the morning. And we went to a Taco Bell, and we walk in, and he's like, all right, what do you want? And I was like, if I don't eat, can I have that plant? And so he got kind of mad, but we ended up going back, and as you can see, we ended up going back and getting it. And we ended up going back to my mother-in-law's house and having sandwiches instead of eating out. And so that was kind of my payment for this guy. And I'm really, really glad that I went back, even though it was kind of, it was a little thing with my husband, but I love him and he loves me, and I got the plant anyway. But anyway, so this is my #1 plant right now. And in one of my earlier videos, I was talking about how it had, it started putting out new blooms. Those ended up falling off. And that's when I thought it was really going to go dormant. Right now, it's only growing leaves, but I mean, it's growing a lot of leaves. Like, it must just be very happy with my house and the light that it's getting. And I even have, like, you can see over here, one of these leaves came in, it's like super, super variegated. Like, I like a good mix. I actually really like these ones that just have the white on the edge. With the little light green. Like, I'm a super fan of these, but you know what? I think it's a good amount of variegation. It's still got enough green to be happy. And, you know, so right now, my #1 plant. And we'll see. I'm so excited the next time it's going to bloom. You know, you guys would absolutely know about that. So, those were my top 5 plants. So I hope you like this video. Go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a wish list video. I've got my wish list made out. I just have to get the video together at some point. And hopefully in the next week, the construction guys are going to be out of my basement. We've got to paint, and then I'm going to be moving my plants down there. That's going to be like a whole video because I've got to do my whole setup, and it's going to be a thing. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to be, you know, a lot of work. But it'll be super exciting for you guys too, because you'll just get to see it, and you won't have to do any of the work. Okay, so that should be the end of the video, and thank you all for watching.